how laws are made in the United States, we usually picture Congress, both the House and the Senate, debating, amending, and finally passing legislation. And that's accurate. But the president has another tool at their disposal, the executive order. An executive order is not a law passed by Congress, but it does carry the force of law within certain boundaries. So, what exactly is an executive order? An executive order is a formal directive issued by the president to federal agencies, instructing them on how to carry out existing laws, manage federal operations, or respond to specific issues within the scope of presidential authority. In simpler terms, it's a way for the president to say, here's how we're going to implement this law or handle this issue, starting now. Executive orders are often used to shape public policy without waiting for Congress, direct agencies on how to interpret or prioritize enforcement, create task forces or advisory bodies, or respond quickly to emergencies or pressing national concerns. Let's take a look at a historical example that significantly impacted healthcare in the United States. In 1965, after Congress passed legislation creating Medicare and Medicaid, President Lyndon B. Johnson issued a series of executive orders to ensure the programs were swiftly and effectively implemented. One of those orders directed federal agencies to work with hospitals across the country to desegregate their facilities as a condition for receiving Medicare funding. This was a major turning point, not only in healthcare policy, but in the enforcement of civil rights. Through the use of executive authority, Johnson helped ensure that access to publicly funded healthcare was fair and equitable, aligning policy implementation with the law's intent. But, and this is important, executive orders are not unlimited in power. They must be grounded in either an existing law already passed by Congress or within the president's constitutional powers, like those related to national security or foreign policy. And they can be challenged in court, overturned by Congress, or reversed by a future president. In fact, it's common for incoming administrations to revoke or revise executive orders of their predecessors. So while executive orders are a flexible and powerful tool, they're also subject to checks and balances, part of what keeps the US system from tipping too far in any one direction. Executive orders do not replace legislation. They do not create new law, but they allow the president to guide the machinery of government, especially when swift action is needed or when legislative progress stalls. In the big picture, they're a key part of how modern presidents lead, shaping policy, directing priorities, and sometimes setting the tone for an entire administration.